Indeed, as you would have noticed in my paper, I've tried to acknowledge the role that the private sector, the media, the industrial sector, and other segments of society played. Now, that media role, which I think I've outlined in 4 areas. One, to sensitize. 2, to educate. 3, to use their platform to mobilize, Ghanaians to assist. And 4, some media houses specifically using their own resources to try and mitigate the impact. Now, all of this that I've mentioned should have been the responsibility of the government, of the state, who should have been at the center trying to coordinate and bringing on board a number of stakeholders. Now, let us understand that when disasters happen, citizens in every country expect their governments to come to their aid, because those 40,000 individuals, families, and so on, will be overwhelmed. They have been displaced. They don't have access to their farms, their livelihoods, their health centers have been submerged. They need that state, that government to come in. And you see clearly that the government was not ready. Now, if you want to assess whether the government is ready or not, you need to look at other parameters.
Okay.
Now, for instance, we recall that GMET and VRA were exchanging blows, trying to, pass the buck as to who was responsible
or who gave
for not giving, dependable weather forecast. That meant that they were not ready. You see it? That is one. There was also what we call the simulation exercise. Now, that simulation exercise covered only 33% of the districts. That's 3 out of 9. And remember, a simulation exercise does not bring the 40,000 people around the table in that exercise. It's only a few stakeholders, right? The estimate that NADMO made, for instance, was that only 10,000 people were going to be displaced. Now, we ended up with 40,000. That meant that the risk assessment was woefully inadequate. Now,